Hey there, everybody. How's it going? Nice to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're having a blessed day. Okay, so I spent some time in the darkroom and I spent some time printing digital prints from negatives, from digital files, and it's been a lot of fun. And the prints that I selenium toned are now drying. But for the sake of people who may not know what it's like to be in a darkroom and are curious about what that's like, I'm going to roll in some footage of me aligning my Intrepid Enlarger or my Intrepid camera that I use as an enlarger. And I've got a really cool tool for that. It's called the Versalab. It's a laser alignment tool. Absolutely works great. And it'll work on any enlarger that you have. It only takes literally seconds to make sure that your enlarger is absolutely perfect. And then I'll do some printing, and then I will take you through the selenium and sepia, or in the correct order, the sepia and selenium toning process that I do in the wet darkroom. And there it is. And then at the end, and so let's see what all that looks like. All right, printing in the darkroom. This is my old Intrepid 4x5. And by old, I mean it's a Gen 4, I think. All right, the thing about using the Intrepid as an enlarger, this unit here is absolutely brilliant. I love the fact that it goes to 0, it's LED. This is the light head here, and it works great. The only thing that is a bit of a bugaboo is the fact that it's not rigid like an enlarger, and it doesn't hold its 0 very well. But there is this gizmo, and this gizmo is awesome. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this piece of glass. I'm going to take the back off. And if I plug this in, you'll be able to see it light up. I'll give it a second. So this is filter 5. And that's a very blue light. And then you can just dial it down to 0, and that's a very green light. And that paper responds to that. And so you can print with 0 or 5 or anywhere in between, which is fantastic. But the first thing we need to do is align our negative stage. We put the negative holder in there, we take this piece of glass, and we put it on top of there, and then we dig this gizmo out. And what this is the Parallel by Versalab, and what it does, so I can show you that, maybe it'll focus on that. Anyway, what it does, it shoots the laser up, it hits the glass, bounces back, and if you get the laser somewhere near the center dot, your negative stage is aligned. So we'll turn that on. Oh, wait. Gotta take the lens off to do that, because the lens is in the way. Okay, see the 2 dots? That's not bad. As a matter of fact, I probably shouldn't mess with it. That's like perfect right there. Okay, so you can see the secondary dot come back there. I don't know if you can or not. I hope you can. All right, now you might be able to see the dot. But you see the second dot there? Okay, that's perfection right there. Perfect. So tighten everything down. There we go. And then put everything back together. Well, let's align the lens stage. And the way to do that is with this gizmo here. Turn the lights back on, you see what I'm doing. So how this works is this goes around the lens like so. Very high tech, but you know what? It really works. And this piece goes in there, and that piece goes in there, and so now that is being held on the lens plane. All right, there we go. I'll take the negative glass off. Turn the lights off. And let's see where we're at. Okay, see, we're a little bit off there. You see the two dots? We need to go that way a little bit. And then that way a little bit. I'm going to call that good enough for government work. And that's it. The Intrepid camera is aligned, and I aligned this a month or two ago when I first got it and started using it, and I'm surprised. I wasn't sure if it had stayed in alignment because I haven't really been doing anything special to keep it aligned because I knew I could always align it again. But yeah, this thing here they're about $200, and it's worth every penny because it's a question of, like, you just know that everything's lined up now. There's no guessing. With levels, man, that never works. I mean, you can get it close, but this is 100%. This is like perfect. And yeah, so that makes darkroom work. It's nice to be able to, the thing with darkroom work is once you get it figured out, then it's easy. It's when you're faffing around and it doesn't work and your processes don't work that you're fighting them, that life is hard. And I think I've shown you this before. Another one is this thing. Grain focusing scope micro sight. It's 25x. And when that's in focus, man, everything's in focus. So good stuff. I am going to do about a 7.5 by 7.5. Which is there, and that's 7.5. There's my square. Very good. So I have the advantage of having already printed these digitally. But I know what they're going to look like, or what they should look like. Okay. I take a old print or a test print or whatever, print that didn't work out, and I use it as a spacer so that my paper plane is exactly correct. All right, now we're all set up to compose and to focus. So here's a darkroom tip for you. Walmart, I don't know if you can see that, sells these ONN strip lights, LED strip lights for about $5. You can see them up there, and the router's up there. And you set them to red, they work great as a shape light. So for $5, you can have a beautiful strip of red LEDs as a safe light in your darkroom. So you put this there, and you look through it here, and it looks like it's in focus, and the focusing knob's up in the back here. So you gotta have, it's helpful to have long arms, but yeah, that's in focus, so we're good. Stop down to F16. 1, 2, 3 is F16, and that's great. So we are ready to print. First thing I'm going to do is run a test strip. 5-second intervals. Open up your paper. Take out a sheet. Cut yourself a strip. Close up your laser. Look at this to see what collectively would be the most best test job. Something like that. Use my look. Alright. There we go. Alright, that gets 2 minutes in the drink here. Alright, that's 2 minutes in the developer. Give it a splash in the old stop. There we go. And then over to the fixer. And here's my test strip. And I'm going to say 5, 10, somewhere like 7.5 seconds maybe. Actually, it's probably going to be 10 seconds. I will try a print at 10 seconds and see where we're at. Alright, so after 24 hours of drying, I have my prints here, and what I did was I've got a stock bleach solution, which is that one, and the sepia bleach stock solution is 100 grams of potassium ferrocyanide, 100 grams of potassium bromide to 1 liter of water. And then what I did is I measured out 25 milliliters, which would be about yo much in there, and I filled this tray up with 2 liters of 68-degree water, and then poured in the stock solution. So this is a very diluted bleach solution. I have a tray of water over here, and this is the sepia toning portion of the process. So what I do is I put the print in some water to get it wet. And I give it about a minute in plain water, 68 degrees. So we'll give that a minute. I take the print and I put it in the dilute bleach. And that goes for a minute with agitation. The tray's pretty full, so I don't want to rock the tray. That's why I'm just kind of pushing the print around. And you know, I have not found a way to recreate this digitally. DxO Photo Lab, that's 1 minute in the bleach solution. And we'll throw it in the wet water here, and obviously it's wet, just to give it a chance to take a look at it. It's very subtle. And then we wash that for 15 minutes. I have not found a way to equal this process digitally. DxO Photo Labs has a split toning feature where you can split tone sepia and you can split tone selenium and get the dial in, and it always looks wrong. And I think that has to do with the printing process, because it's calling for colored inks to be introduced into your black and white, and colored inks in black and white is not the same thing as silver black and white emulsion, and it just isn't. So yeah, I have not been able to recreate this. We're talking about the nth degree here, but so anyway. So the next step is I'm done with all this, and then I need to now tone the print after 15-minute wash. I'm going to put the print in the toner and then wash again for 15 minutes, and we should be good. So while we're waiting, we'll warm that up. And the sepia toner is reusable. And the sepia toner is 10 grams of sodium sulfide to 1 liter of water. And this is the sepia toner that smells like rotten eggs. It's a sulfide toner. I think the color's better, but definitely have your ventilation sorted out, or do it outside in a garage or something, because it definitely will stink the place out. All right, so we're up to temperature on that. First print we want to tone. This is that Art 300 paper. I just wanted to see what it tones like. So 3 minutes on the clock for the toner. To make a finished fine art sepia and selenium toned black and white darkroom print, really it takes about 3 days with the drying. You know, that's not rushing the process. That's just taking your time and letting it dry overnight. It's two good, so you know, it's a printing session in the darkroom and then it's a toning session in the darkroom. So it's 2 darkroom sessions. Okay, and that's a very subtle effect in the highlights, and it's gorgeous. Like I said, just really hard to recreate digitally. Well, I have never done it. I mean, I've tried, but it just doesn't turn out the same. And it's not like it's even close. I mean, the digital just doesn't look right. I can already tell this paper tones really nicely. Just not sure if I like the texture of it. I'll have to dry mount to see what it looks like. It's hard to tell when it's so curly. All right, that's just toning beautifully. That's a really pretty paper. I don't know about the texture, but it tones really nicely. Alright, here's a standard fiber-based print. We'll tone that up. And then of course there's the selenium toning process, which happens after this process. And the selenium toning affects the blacks. It makes the darks and the blacks richer, deeper, colder. So the warm highlights with the cold shadows really makes for a nice print. And fiber-based, the Ilford multigrade fiber-based is always toned nicely. But that's why, you know, traditional, properly printed traditional darkroom print is, you know, costs so much money because they're hard to make. There's a lot of steps in the process. Yeah, that's just beautiful. And the last one for tonight, that was printed from a 4x5 negative. All right, and there's the tone on that. Now we can put the sepia toner away. The toning process also adds to the print's permanence. It makes it more archival. All right, so that was a little bit of darkroom action there, and I do not have prints to show you because I need to let them dry and I want to dry mount them. And so that's the next step in the process. So I'm going to reserve the print viewing and the conclusions that I've come to for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check out my Patreon page, a link in the description below. And there's always my book, A Painter Passing Through, which I have a copy of right here that you can order off of my website. And again, link in the description below. So thanks again, and we will see you out there. Have a great one. Bye.